Open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3.
You get a Beagle. 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 Well, good morning, guys. Backwaters and Backroads here, obviously. So, winter's bearing down. We have a southern wind coming in today. It's like wind gusts up to 30 miles an hour, and leaves are all blowing towards the lake, which is not very common. Usually, all the wind and all the weather comes across the lake from Canada. So, having a strange day here today. I'll give you guys some footage here in a second. As some of you guys might know, I sold my ice castle that I've lived in for 5 years out at the edge of my beach property here. I just felt like it was time for a change, kind of light a fire under my butt to finish the barge enough to live on, whether it be in the water or on the trailer here at the beach or wherever I park it. So I moved into my little beach shack here. The beach garage is what they call it, or what it was called, you know, for many, many years before I bought it. And I've been slowly fixing this up too, insulating it and paneling it and stuff like that, but it's by no means close to being done yet. But yeah, made myself a little makeshift kitchen. I'm making some coffee and some breakfast, and I'm going to go out and work on the barge today. So why don't you join me on my day, and let's see what kind of video we can make. And of course, you find Wavey in the most comfortable spot in the place. I'd show you guys cutting this frozen piece of beef, but I got to hold the camera with one hand. But this is how I plan ahead for dinner. I'm going to make hamburgers tonight. I'll show you guys a little trick so you don't have to sit there and saw for an hour. You just come out to your trusty Beagle barge trailer. There we go. And I got myself tonight's hamburger chunk. I'm gonna let the Beagle lick the cutting board. Hey guys. Okay, so I've been working on the Beagle barge here at night a lot. I think partially because I'm trying to get stuff done for winter, like buttoning up my deer camp and trying to get stuff done here on the beach. And I made myself a little room in the garage here to take the place of my ice castle, which I'm going to show you in just a minute. And so by the time I, kind of wrap those things up or get to a point where I can stop, it's usually dark, because with the time change now it's like getting dark at about 6 up here. So I've just been coming out here and turning on a couple of these overkill lights that we got here with the solar install, and I'm working. So how about if I turn the phone around here? I'll show you guys what I've been doing, what I've been managed to get done, which doesn't seem like a lot to me, but it's a lot of little stuff. And then I'll tell you also what I have left to do and what my plan is for that, and then ultimately what the master plan is for winter. So, okay, so we always have the ever-present useless Beagle, who is no help at all. She just finds the most comfortable spot to lay, and then she just watches me work. Yeah. So I've been making curtains. I don't know if this is going to be a permanent solution, but what I did was cut up an old wool blanket because I wanted to have thick curtains that would kind of keep some heat in, or theoretically do so. So I've made 2 so far. I probably only have enough material for that size to make one more. So I'm going to do that window there. Also been burning a couch outside. I don't know if you can see that, but getting rid of an old couch. And then I'll have to do this side, of course. But I probably won't have enough material in with that blanket, so I'll have to get another wool blanket, which I have. It'll just be a different pattern or whatever. But you know what? I don't even care. Because, I don't know. It just gives it a little more, you know, kind of work with what you got. Authenticity, you know, like meaningfulness. You know, just working with what you got. And only you know that that's why, you know, for example, one side has patterns and the other side doesn't, you know, or a different pattern or something like that. I've also, I don't think I've showed you guys this yet. I put up a bar here, and I used now this curtain already came with the barge when I bought it, so that, you know, that was nice. But I can take these, you know, these strings off, and I can pull it, oof, and I can close off the room at the half wall. Just make it a little smaller in here for easier to heat, and, you know, if someone wants to use that room right there for something, you know, other than storage, maybe I have a lady friend visiting or something like that, you know, in theory she can go in that room or go out on the deck or whatever, you know. So there's a little privacy there. Let's see, what else have I done? That's kind of like my catch-all mess that I keep pulling from. I'm telling you guys, if you've never taken on a big project, it's like a junk drawer. I mean, you have to have some kind of like glorified drunk. Yeah, a little bit of drunk here. I've also been doing a little bit of Bushmills, a little shot, and a little Keweenaw beer chaser. I'm not drunk, but, you know, buzzed. Keep your head straight while you're working. But yeah, not a drunk drawer, but a junk drawer corner to kind of just throw all your crap in. If you're anything like me or a little bit OCD, and, you know, messes make you crazy, and, you know, you gotta just give yourself a break, because it's just, you have to have some spot that's going to be disorganized while you're slowly organizing the rest of your project, if that makes sense. You know, trust me, if you don't know, that doesn't make sense. Just when you build something, a house or a shanty boat or whatever, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. I have a couple little things here. I put a good working compass, which I pulled off of another boat, on the dash. I think I've already shown you guys. Well, I don't think I've shown you in a video, maybe a community post, but that is a depth sounder and chart plotter. And the transducer cable, it's like a foot too short. Of course! So it couldn't make it up to the corner there, so I had to mat it on the side, which I think is going to be fine. You know, when I'm sitting here at the helm, this is not going to be my helm necessarily. I've got an idea for that. You know, but I'll be able to look off to the side and kind of see, you know, the chart. And then I have I also have a depth sounder, kind of fish finder type unit, which I pulled off of another, you know, junk boat I've got, which goes right there. I just have it pulled off at the moment because I've been, you know, tweaking with it. But, you know, in theory, everything's going to kind of be there you know, at your disposal when you're floating down the river at 5 miles an hour. Okay, so the things I need... Well, here, I'm going to turn the phone around. Okay, the things that I have left to do, I probably are more than I could even cover off the top of my head here. But some of them are, of course, these doors, okay? Now, that is just what came with the boat. They're not even on hinges at this point. I just kind of put them in place and kind of, you know, lock them in place to keep the wind out. I got to make some kind of door for the front, and then I also have to make some kind of door for the back. I just have a blanket, you know, like right there at the moment. The doors, to me, are the thing that's weighing most on my mind, and it's because not only are they an actual kind of carpentry job slash building something, but they're also, there's a lot more to doors than one might think. They have to fit, they have to open, properly, they have to seal properly when they're closed. There's more to building doors than I thought about, and, probably most people think about until you actually go to do it. And I thought for a while this summer that I was going to get some help building them from a couple of people who are much better at building things than I am, which is almost everybody. You could just swing a stick and find someone that's better at, kind of building something from scratch than I am. But that didn't materialize just because everyone's so busy. I'm busy. I don't even hold it against them because everyone's busy. Everyone's just swamped. Everyone lives in a crazy world of like, we're supposed to have all this time, and we don't. We're just swamped, but including me. So I'm having to do it myself, and what has ended up happening is I've been doing everything else as a kind of avoiding those jobs, of those two doors. All these little things, I've been just working on little things. I remember when I was in college, back when I was wasting my 20s and some of my 30s, believe it or not, I had a philosophy teacher tell me, I remember I went to his office, and he was a cool guy. He was like roughly my age. He was like 33, and I think I was probably 30 at the time, hanging around college way too long. And I went to his office, and I remember saying, what is there any sort of philosophy? Is there like a philosophy in how to beat procrastination? And he thought about it, and he was really, kind of frustrated and thinking about it. And he said, well, he remembers, hearing someone say sometime, like if you want to get all your dishes done and get everything clean and get your, life organized, go to grad school, because it's such you don't want to do it. And so what you end up doing is doing everything else other than kind of the big, ominous thing sitting there on the horizon. Like, for me, what that represents now is these damn doors, okay? So maybe it's a good thing. If I want to put a positive spin on them, I would say that, like, these doors are making me do everything else, all these little projects like making curtains, things like that. All the little things, until I finally run out of little things, and I'm like, I have to do this because I can't tow this anywhere, of any distance without doors on it, unless I want to, nail in some pieces of plywood or something, which is just dumb because I'd have to do it wherever I end up, right? So I will get to them. I'm gonna have to, and they're gonna, and I'm gonna do the best I can. So that'll be the next video, but you're not gonna see it in this one. I'm gonna continue to do the little things, and I don't know. I probably have gotten a lot more done than I think because I am really hard on myself, and it's like pulling teeth to like finish this project. And it's not because I don't enjoy it necessarily. It's not because it's unenjoyable. It's just that I just kind of, you get to a point where something just drags on too long. My arm's getting tired here. I'll see if I can. It's not going to happen. Things just go on too long, and you just want to do it. I want to take an adventure on this thing, So that brings me to the next thing I can talk about in this video.